unexpected happened, but it has been life-changing for me, and I have picked up a new hobby. Unfortunately for my wallet, but fortunately for my mental health, BookTok got to me, and I kid you not, it all starts with Colleen Hoover. And then you branch out and you want to read other things. I probably had the best reading month in July than I had in my entire lifetime. So I thought I would make a video on it and review all the books that I got to read in July because I am so excited about them. If you guys are interested in seeing what I read for the month of July, then please keep watching. So I'm gonna start off with Hunting and Haunting Adeline. Haunting Adeline is the first book in this series, and Hunting Adeline is the second book in the series. I gave this series a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really did love these two books. They really kept me entertained. It was unlike anything I've ever read before. And why I shaved off 0.5 stars is because in the beginning you'll find that this relationship between Adeline and the main character Zaid isn't very consensual, so it kind of like made me cringe a little bit. But on the brighter note, this series was the spiciest series I have ever read in my life, and if you're looking for that and want a thriller, then go ahead and read these. But I'm just warning you that it's gonna be unlike anything you've ever read before. So I love Harry Potter. I love the world of Harry Potter. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I have not come close to finding a world that I enjoy as much as Harry Potter until Sarah J. Maas came along and introduced us to her world of ACOTAR. I read all 4 of these books in the month of July because I couldn't get enough. Court of Rose and Thorns, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It's totally necessary to the series. It sets the series up. It builds the world. It's basically about a girl who's human. She kills a fairy in the woods that was transformed into a wolf, and she thinks it's a normal wolf until a fairy comes along and rips her away from the human world into the fairy world. His name is Tamlin, and he is a lord of one of the courts within the series. So he is the lord of the Spring Court. And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to ruin this series for anyone with spoilers, but you have to read this one to get to this one. And this might be the best book I have read in my entire life. And this is A Court of Mist and Fury. So this book comes next in the series after this one. And you have to bear, like, this one's good, right? But you get to this one and you're like, my favorite romance trope is enemies to lovers. And it has this. It's really good. I feel at home watching Harry Potter. Like, I truly believe that I should have been born in a world that is just like Harry Potter. But if I couldn't get Harry Potter, then this would be my second choice. I rated this 5 out of 5 stars, and I would give this 6 if I could. Plus, I love the covers. Like, I think these are the prettiest covers out of all the books I have. The next book in the series is A Court of Wings and Ruin. So some people don't like this because it talks a lot about war strategies, but it also goes into a lot of character development between all of the lords, and you find out a lot of backstories. Basically, these are a trilogy, and it just ends really cute. And I don't know, this one was also a 5 stars for me. I equally loved both of these books. She also has a novella, and it's called A Court of Frost and Starlight. I gave this a 3.5/4 stars out of 5 just because this novella is totally not necessary, but I love the characters. Like, I fell in love with ACOTAR's characters, and this is, I found myself like laughing at the characters and what they would say. It was just set up so perfectly. It's only a 200-page novella, and it was super easy to get through, but it's not necessary. But since I love the characters, I also love this book as well. There's another book in the series, And I love this series so much, and I would have already read it by now if I wasn't afraid of the series ending. So this is A Court of Silver Flames, and I have yet to read it because it talks about another couple. It follows Nesta and Cassian's relationship. Nesta is Farrah's sister, and then Cassian is Ryzen's best friend. And I say Ryzen because I like it better than Reason. I know it's Reese, I just don't like that name, so I just imagine his name is Ryzen. But anyways, yeah, this whole series is chef's kiss, and I could not rave more about it. My dog ripped up the next book, but this is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is about a girl who loses her child because she got into a drunk car accident and killed the father of her child. She meets a guy in the same town that all of this took place in, and I don't really want to say anything more because it spoils the story, but honestly, I love this. This is one of my favorite books of Colleen Hoover's. It's just so real and so entertaining. This was on my DNF for the longest time. I had only read like 80 pages. It was so hard for me to get into, but then I started I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna persevere through this and finish it. And midway through I was like, why did I not read this sooner? I was so disappointed in myself, but I ended up loving the story of this. I give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars just because the ending is it feels a little bit rushed. It kind of feels a little unrealistic, but it is realistic at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just think this story is absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely a must read of Colleen Hoover's books. The next book I was intrigued by through BookTok, and this is Credence by Penelope Douglas. This is the weirdest book I've ever read in my entire life. You might love it, and you might discover a few things about yourself that you didn't discover before, but it's basically about this girl whose parents die, and her step uncle reaches out to her and asks her if she wants to live in Colorado with 2 of his sons. And I'm gonna spoil this, so this is a warning. This book was on a lot of people's 5-star reading lists, and there is good spicy scenes in here, right? Like, I probably would have given this a 4-star. Honestly felt very wrong to read of hers because she sleeps with her step uncle. And it's just, you have to read it because I feel like it's a must, but it's very weird. And I also got a DM from someone being like, this book will change your life. Yeah, it will change my life, and making myself feel weird as I was reading it. Like, I was determined to finish this book because I'm not a quitter, but I felt a little weird, and I gave it such a low rating because I hated who Tiernan, the female character in this book, I hated which character she picked in the end. Like, I thought she should have gone for someone else, and the characters just were really weird and kind of icky at times, but I also maybe would read it again. It was kind of weird. I don't know if I'm gonna give Penelope Douglas another shot. I heard a lot of her stuff is about minors, and it just feels weird for me. Also, yeah, the main character is a minor in this book. She's 17, so it had a really low rating for me. And I would recommend this book to anyone who kind of wants to experience something that they're never really gonna find in another book. I love The Summer I Turned Pretty show. Do I think the books are worth it? Absolutely not. I thought this series was cute only because the show existed. Like, if I didn't watch the show, I would have probably rated these a 1-star. But since I watched the show and I love the show, I wanted to read the books, and I wanted to see how they were gonna finish the books versus how they're gonna finish the series in the show. But overall, I don't recommend these to people. I don't recommend these to people. I maybe would recommend this to like maybe a 14-year-old, but definitely not someone who is my age, and I'm 23 years old. But they're really cute. Like, the covers are cute. I definitely want them on a bookshelf once I get a real bookshelf. And yeah, I think I rated the first 2 in the series like a 2, and then the last book was a 3. Just because of the show. Just watch the show. It's corny, but like also good at the same time. I haven't seen the show. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's about a girl who goes to Cousins Beach every single summer with her mom, her brother, and then her mom's best friend and her 2 sons, and she has a crush on the oldest brother, and it's basically like a love triangle. And then yeah, she's trying to get the older brother, but then the younger brother starts liking her too, and there's just all this drama. So if you want to read it, go ahead, but you know my opinion. So that was all that I read in July and June. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more vlogs and booktube type videos. Yeah, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.